Hey, Corinne. Hello. Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm very well, Arnie. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. I'm very good. It's the new year. New exciting changes are coming. So I am really excited that we get to meet again because we met last year, didn't we?
Yes, we had a very interesting webinar last year, which enabled us to provide the listeners with more updated information on the Brexit and what was happening.
Yes, and I'll put the link to that webinar in the description down below so people can check it out. We also collaborated really well on a extensive Brexit training, didn't we? An online,
Yeah.
2.5 hour training with various bit-sized trainings where you could literally learn Brexit on the go whenever you wanted, wherever you wanted, right? How was that for you?
That was great. I mean, even us professionals, no matter how much information is out there, it is always good to have it confirmed by other professionals as well. So it's really good, these blogs that you're doing. So really appreciate it.
No, and thank you for helping develop and design our little Brexit training. It helped a lot of companies out. So again, the link to that, if you want to check it out, is in the description below. So today in the 2021, the Brexit has finally happened. It's been a week now, more than a week, of Brexit bliss in operation. This is how it feels to have left the European Union for good. How does it feel, Corinne?
For me, I feel that I'm glad that we finally reached there after 4 years of discussions, debate, and confusing information. At least we know that we're there now and we know what the rules are. They might be confusing to some people, but we're on the journey now, the final part of it. So I'm excited now.
Yeah, because now it really, all this preparation and all the we think this might happen or this is now over. Now it is happening. So I'm glad that we could spend some time together. We're actually going to do two parts in this, which is fantastic. So the first part, this part, is where we introduce the basic concepts of customs and of rules of origin. And then we're going to do a bit of a more advanced session where we talk about statements of origin and supplier declarations and how to complete them and give practical details. So for this session here, we thought it was necessary to have it because there's a lot of media attention now on this new deal, this UK-EU trade and cooperation agreement. There are lots of messages being sent in media, in government, in trade advice through hundreds of webinars. There is social media explosion on what it all means. And I thought we thought we give our opinion on this with, you have more than 40 years of experience in this thing. I'm only with 15, I'm a baby here. But I thought it would be useful to have this session to just talk about what it really what it really means, So, and we want to focus it, of course. So this introductory part is about the UK TCA and rules of origin. So to start, what is the UK EU TCA, Corinne? How do you explain it to your clients?
If I look at trading goods, the TCA explains how you can get zero tariffs and zero quotas on your products that you are shipping either to the EU or you're bringing in from the EU. There are very specific rules of origin, which must be complied with to make sure that the company can obtain these zero rates.
So this is, sorry, go ahead.
I think it has to be reminded to a lot of companies that if it is found for non-compliance of these rules, customs can go back 3 years to obtain back duties. So I think it's really important that if you are going to provide products under zero tariffs and zero duty, you make sure you understand the rules of origin.
It's a really valid point, and I've had so many calls from clients and also potential clients that are getting confused because we always understood zero duties and zero tariffs, they say to me, was the price that we got from the whole thing, from signing this deal. So first of all, Corinne, let's take one step back. What about access to the EU or access to the UK? Is it still seamless and frictionless now that we have a deal? Before, we could take a truck from London to Paris, no problem. Today, we have a deal, the UK-EU TCA. So surely seamless and frictionless trade will continue. Do you agree?
No, Arnie, there's a lot of new regulations that if we look at an exporter from the UK, there are a lot of new regulations that they must comply with. If we're sending a simple shipment to the EU, the government has introduced a large amount of new systems which they must comply with. So there's a system, GVMS, where the truck driver has to pre-lodge the declarations or that a truck is moving. An exporter has to complete an export customs declaration. There is a safety and security declaration, which is normally completed by the carrier. So there are a lot more rules and regulations that have to be adhered to ensure that your goods are correctly exported.
So the other thing I hear from my clients, thank you very much for this clarification, is I need to make customs declarations. Now, Corinne, what do you say to people that tell you, I've never made a customs declaration in my life. I don't even know where to start.
What companies should have done last year in part of preparation is to find a customs broker. A customs broker will make these declarations on your behalf as long as you provide accurate information to them. You must realise that although a customs broker will have knowledge on custom, they don't know your business as well as a company's business as well as what they do. So it is crucial that they do provide accurate information on the shipment to the customs broker so that they can prepare the export or import customs declaration.
So I've received messages from several brokers this week saying, I am not taking on new clients until the situation quietens down. I've also seen instructions from very large brokers that say, oi, you're not doing what we told you to do. Here is a long list of things you need to now be doing. Otherwise, everything stops. Is there chaos at the border?
Well, it's early days yet, Arnie. We're just a week into New Year, and it's fair to say that traffic is not at its normal peak. There are instances where exporters and importers are not prepared sufficiently. We know that even though the agreement was published late, anyone that's involved in importing or exporting would have a good understanding of what a trade agreement looks like. So they could have prepared themselves. I think it's hardest on companies that only traded with the EU because the statement that kept being mentioned that it was free of tariffs and free of duties was slightly misleading because it's only if they comply with rules of origin, which are complex.
We'll get to the rules of origin in a moment, but I'm really concerned about Peppa Pig gummy bears. I'm reading in the news that, first of all, they are produced in Germany. That I didn't know. Second of all, they can't get to the UK anymore, or they're stuck. Then I'm hearing reports about people in France, and this is all from media just last week. Then I hear from people from France ordering, I think it was on next.com or some other retailer or furniture shop or as what, and they are being hit with duties. So then I hear about, is it DPD stopping services to the UK, at least temporarily? I mean, this is public knowledge in the public domain. What's this all about? Is this all because of Brexit? Is it all because of what? Who's failing here?
There could be a number of factors there, Arne, but it's all down to company preparation. The comments about Peppa Pig, there were many options that the company could have taken with regards to those products. As far as I understand, they were going to Northern Ireland. Now, Northern Ireland is in part of the UK and within the customs territory of the UK, but it has access to the EU market due to the Northern Ireland Protocol. And what this means is that those products, those Peppa Pig products in Germany, could have been shipped directly to Northern Ireland via the EU with no customs issues. So it's companies need to look at their logistics operations to find out the best way of making use of the customs regulations. And Northern Ireland is different because of the Northern Ireland Protocol, and it's down to companies really understanding how that works.
Thank you. It's great to hear you, give us insights in this, and I obviously share the bewilderment partly, and also the frustration partly on that I hear from your comments, because it's not like we didn't know that was going to happen, did we?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, our summer 2020 45-minute webinar said exactly that, Corinne. Like literally your voice on record urging businesses to get ready. Anyway, rules of origin, you mentioned it so many times. Now repeat this for me again. I want, as a business, to pay no duty. Make it happen.
Right, there's three main rules. So regarding rules of origin, I mean, first of all, you need to know the tariff code of your product that you're going to either import or export. That is essential that you know that tariff code. You can go on the gov.uk website and find out the specific tariff code. Then you need to look if it's wholly originating or wholly obtained. What that means, if it's grown, bred, mined in the country, those are originating products. If they are further produced, then they're not originating. You need to look at the rule of origin to find out whether they qualify under the rule.
So to be clear, there are rules of origin I need to meet.
Yes.
If I meet them, what's the consequence?
If your product meets the rule of origin, then you can put a statement of origin on your invoice or your packing list when you ship those goods to your customer in the EU, and that will enable them to import those goods at zero tariff.
So I, as an exporter, as a UK exporter, need to look whether the products I am shipping to the EU originate under this UK TCA rules. And then I can put a statement on origin on my invoice or packing list that will then, when the importer receives it, enable the importer, the EU importer, to claim zero tariffs when he or she makes the customs declaration. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, Arne, that's correct.
So how would it work the other way around? If I'm a UK importer, what do I have to do?
Exactly the same. Well, I say exactly the same. It's slightly different in that you would normally have a supplier's declaration from your customer or your supplier confirming that the goods qualify under the origin rules. And that will qualify the product. The supplier will also put the statement of origin on their invoice or packing list. So again, when the goods arrive in the UK, the customs broker will be able to see that the goods qualify under preference rules and put the relevant information on the customs direct declaration so no duties are paid.
So is it fair to say that everything depends on this statement on origin? If I receive an invoice in the UK from my supplier in the EU and it has a statement on origin on there, then I can instruct my freight agent, my broker, to tick the relevant box, or in this case, box 36, put in code 300 or what it was. And that will then make Chief, the UK IT system, automatically set the duties to 0. Is that fair?
That's correct. Although I always say to importers, a word of caution, you need to make sure that whoever you receive those goods from in the EU is capable of doing the process required for the rules of origin. There are some unscrupulous companies that will use non-originating materials and the products don't qualify. And if that happens, it will be the importer that would be liable for the duties if it was found to be an incorrect statement.
I don't agree. Because I, as an importer, Corinne, do not want to deal with this. Like, how do I know? I have 100 different suppliers from the EU. They all sent me stuff. I cannot be expected to look through origin declaration and ask them if they are okay. I will go mad.
I know this is one of the challenges that companies are facing. This is what the agreement is about, and this is what Brexit is about.
But that's not what I signed up. I signed up for free tariffs. You understand free tariffs?
Yeah, and it's hard on businesses, especially companies that only supplied the EU or import or brought goods in from the EU. It is a massive learning curve to understand how they can get those free tariffs.
Wow, that's a lot. So before we go into the details, right? So we want to talk about, we want to show the viewers also what a statement of origin looks like. We want to explain more about the supplier declaration. We want to talk about where do you find them, how do they look, and how to avoid getting very, very confused by thinking it is only the UK TCA that applies, when actually UK customs law and EU customs law also applies and is really important. We want to talk about REX. We want to talk about UK EORI numbers. We want to give an example of a very, very popular product of how you lead the risk rules, but that's all pretty advanced stuff. So we're going to take that for another video in that we're going to do in a moment. The last thing I wanted to ask you is, can you just give one thing to remember in all of this, right? If there's one takeaway, for example, I heard a webinar this week where people say all your agri-food can come into the UK tariff and quota free. And I still read today news reports about how to get goods tariff and quota free. What is the one key message that you would like to pass to importers and exporters in the UK and the EU to remember about this free trade agreement when moving goods?
I think the key message is the tariff-free and quota-free statement is only if the product qualifies under the relevant rule of origin. So the key word is not tariff-free, it's rules of origin. And you must know the tariff code for your product to understand what the rule of origin is. And it is only until you've got that correct that you will know that your product has 0 tariffs. But I will remind some companies there are quotas in there, especially for tin tuna and certain aluminium products. So they must be aware of that and, check the regulation if they're dealing with those goods. So the key thing is tariff codes and know your rule of origin for that tariff code.
And what's amazing, Corinne, is we're going to have a great day together in the next couple of weeks, because we're going to have a full day of training on rules of origin, on statements of origin, on supplier declarations, with lots of examples, lots of templates where we show something wrong and then you get to correct it. So I'm excited for the 29th of January, where we have the opportunity to go into a workshop and work it all out. Thank you so much, Corinne. I look forward to speaking to you in a little bit for part 2, where we deep dive more into the granularity of rules of origin, example, statement of origin, example, how does it look, and then supplier declaration. Can't wait. See you in a bit, Corinne. Thanks, guys, for watching. And if you like it, of course, click the link down below, give it a like, and subscribe for new videos so you never miss an update.
Thank you, Arne.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.